Welcome back to another daily code breakdown. Today we are cracking Leetcode Explained, Walking Robot Simulation 2. Before we dive in, as always, if you get confused at any point, just drop a comment below and I will gladly help you out. Let's get into it. Here is the problem page. It gives us a lot of text, so let me break it down visually. We have a robot on a grid of a specific width and height. It always starts at the bottom left corner, 0, 0, facing east. When we tell it to step, it walks straight. Because it's on the edge, the moment it hits a boundary, it turns left and keeps walking. But here is the major problem. We could be asked to take thousands or even hundreds of thousands of steps at once. If we manually simulate every single square, our code will take too long and fail. So we need a better way. The big insight here is realizing the robot is completely stuck. It never goes inside the grid. It just walks around the edge in an endless loop. This leads us to the precomputation or simulation approach. Instead of moving the robot step by step, what if we just map out every single spot on that perimeter right at the very beginning? We can create two lists, one to hold the exact coordinates for every spot on the edge, and another to hold the direction the robot is facing when it lands on that spot. Once we have this map, walking becomes instant math. If told to move 10,000 times, we don't walk. We just use the remainder operator with the length of our perimeter to skip all the useless full laps. But wait, before we code this, there is one sneaky edge case we need to talk about. At the very beginning, before any commands are given, our robot is sitting at 0, 0, facing east. But think about what happens if it walks all the way around the board and lands exactly back on 0, 0. It would be coming down the left wall, meaning it would now be facing south, not east. To fix this, we will pre-calculate the direction for 0, 0 as south. Then, we simply keep a Boolean flag to check if the robot has taken its very first step yet. Alright, let's look at the full Python code provided in the editorial. It might look a bit long, but we'll break it down piece by piece. Here is the first half, our setup function. We define our direction dictionary, initialize our moved flag to false, and set our starting index to 0. Next, we use for loops to walk the bottom, right, top, and left edges. We record the position and the direction number at every single spot. At the very end of our setup, we hardcode the direction at our first spot to be a 3, which means south. This handles that edge case we talked about for when the robot loops all the way back around. Now for the step function. Whenever we are told to move, we set our moved flag to true. Then, we add the requested steps to our current index and use modulo with our list's length to wrap around the track instantly. Getting the position is as simple as returning the coordinates at our current index. For the direction, if we haven't moved yet, we return east. Otherwise, we look up the direction at our current index. Let's do a quick dry run to see this in action. Imagine a 3 by 3 grid. If we map out the perimeter, there are exactly 8 spots total, so our pre-computed lists will have indices from 0 to 7. Let's say the command is to step 10 times. We start at index 0. We add 10 to 0 and divide by 8 to get the remainder. 10 modulo 8 leaves us at a new index of 2. Now we just look at index 2 in our lists. Without looping 10 times, we instantly know the robot is sitting at coordinate 2, 0, facing north. Super fast. For time complexity, setting up our map takes big O of width plus height. But after that, every single step or get command is instant, big O of 1. For space complexity, it is also big O of width plus height, because we are storing the coordinates and directions for every spot along the perimeter. So the main takeaways here are: first, pre-computing paths is great when movements are predictable. Second, the modulo operator is essential for wrapping around circles or perimeters. And third, simple state flags can easily fix starting edge cases. If you want to grab any of the code from today's video without retyping it, you can go to the leetcodeunlocked.com link in the description. As promised, here are the full solutions for other languages. Here is the full pre-computation solution written in Java. Next up, here is the exact same logic written in C++. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. Before you go, a quick note. As you can tell, this channel is narrated by AI. I've tweaked the visual format today to be faster and punchier. Let me know in the comments if you like this new style, or if you still have any questions about the problem. I built this channel for myself so I could generate clear, instant explanations the moment a daily problem drops. I don't put ads in these videos and I don't take sponsorships, I just upload them here in case they help you learn faster too. I also have another channel called Leetcode Unlocked, where I am trying to post a solution for literally every problem on the platform, not just the dailies. Make sure to check it out. If you want to help support that goal, you can donate at buymeaboba.com/leetcodedaily. Also, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I post the daily problem as soon as it drops so you can get your streak done early. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.